What's up, Royals? I'm yours truly, King Chris. Welcome back to the conversation. This conversation takes us to Alabama. Let's get into it.
Pastor Jennings was in your yard when the police showed up on the scene. Is that right? That's right. Roy Milam says Jennings has always been a great neighbor, so naturally they asked him to look after their home when they went on vacation. So yeah, we were upset about it. It was upset to know that we asked him to come out here and he got arrested for that. Harry Daniels is Jennings' attorney.
He was under no obligation under the law in the state of Alabama to give his ID, nor did he have any other obligation to identify himself.
In a recent interview with Good Morning America, Jennings said he feared for his life.
I was thinking if I did something wrong or resisted, that I could have been shot. So I was trying to cooperate, even though I didn't understand what was going on. I was agitated, I was angry, but I knew to comply.
In the police body cam footage, police speak to the woman who made the original 911 call. Now, recognizing the pastor, she tells the officers it's all a mistake.
Yeah, he lives right there, and he would be watering their flowers. This is probably my fault.
Okay. According to one of the officers, the woman also declines to identify herself, but Jennings is the only one who goes to jail, even after Jennings' wife shows up with her husband's ID. 10 days later, after reviewing the 911 call, the body camera footage, and speaking with the officers, the chief of the Childersburg Police Department issued this statement saying, "As a result of my investigation, I have recommended to the municipal judge of the city of Childersburg that the warrant be dismissed." You have no doubt in your mind this was racial profiling on the part of the officers.
Well, I think you look at the video, the evidence is clear that they believe what's the difference between Pastor Jennings and the neighbor. It's a man and woman, black and white, and they believe her.
The attorney for Michael Jennings says that his client doesn't hold any ill will against the woman who called police. After all, he says she was only doing what he was doing, looking out for a neighbor's home. But that same attorney says that Jennings will be filing a lawsuit against the Childersburg police.
Okay, Royal, so before we get into the next clip, let's just have this conversation. So the white lady refused to identify herself and she do not go to jail. The white lady comes over and identifies the neighbor and says, yes, he would be watering her flowers or the grass, right? Said, yeah, that he would be doing that. His wife comes out and bring his identification. But the thing was, why did the white lady did not go to jail for identifying herself? The black man does. We can see the racial profiling in this case. So the judge dismissed the charges because obviously they were bogus charges or whatever. But what happened to these white officers that black profile? As I always say, and I'm going to continue to say it, when you are caught violating policies and procedures and someone's right, because he did not have to give them his ID because he was doing nothing wrong, and they never stated that he was doing nothing wrong. And then the little lying police says, well, he couldn't identify him. The man told him his name. He even repeated his name. And then all of a sudden he forgot that the man did it. It shows how much racism exists in the police department and nothing happens. Like I always say, and I'm going to continue to say, when they are caught racially profiling the first time, they should be fired and they should go on a block list and never able to be polices again. That's how we stop these race soldiers. That's how we stop them.
Police are responding to a 911 call from a neighbor reporting she sees a young black male in a car she doesn't recognize at her neighbor's home, who she knows are away. We're watching the police body cam footage. What officers find is a man holding a garden hose, watering flowers.
What you doing here, man?
White flower.
Are they saying that? Is that your vehicle? It's not?
It's the neighbor's vehicle.
The neighbors?
Place 1A, I'll be on 13.
Okay. You live here?
Not only
Okay. They saying that this vehicle is not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be here.
saying that
They called about it. I don't know who called.
I'm supposed to be here. I'm Pastor Jennings. I live across the street.
You're Pastor Jennings?
Yes, I'm looking out for their house while they gone.
The scene quickly escalates when police demand 56-year-old Michael Jennings, a pastor of 31 years, provide some identification.
Look, man, don't do this to me. There's a suspicious person in the yard, and if you're not one to identify yourself...
I don't have to identify myself.
Jennings, who at one time had trained to be a police officer and has already told police his name, his occupation, and where he lives, refuses.
He don't live... I'm not saying nothing about...
You have no right to approach me if I ain't did nothing suspicious or nothing wrong.
Moments later, when Jennings attempts to use his cell phone, he's placed in handcuffs.
Who called y'all? I don't have to ID
You will not listen!
As Jennings continues to protest, the lead officer appears to lose patience, and the helpful neighbor is arrested, not even allowed to tell his wife across the street.
Hey, you know what? 10-15. 10-15. 10-15. I ain't gonna sit there and have that, dude. No, you ain't let nothing now.
Despite the officer calling him Pastor Jennings, he tells his colleagues Jennings refused to identify himself.
We're here to investigate a call. He won't give us a name. Never told him to try to call the owner. But still, I need his name. You know, we got his name.
Jennings is charged with obstructing government operations.
Royals, as I always say, do not forget who these race soldiers are. I'm pretty sure that these race soldiers still got a job. They're still out profiling black people and doing what they do. Meet me below at the comments, my black and brown skinned people. I love you guys so much. And everyone else, remember, stay up, never down. Until we meet again, may God bless.